Hey, how you doing? Hey, what you doing? I be in the break room. I be in the break room. Hit 'em in the break room. What you doing? What you doing? Hey, what we doing? I be in the break room. I be in the break room.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I know y'all tripping like, where has the break room been? Well, two things have happened. Well, a couple of things have happened. I've grew a beard, as you can see. What y'all think? What y'all think about this beard right here? I think I'm a rocket. I'm not sure.
No rocket.
Yeah, it hurt when you sleep and you put this part on the pillow. It be itching, and that's the part I can't stand. But what's up, Queen? Shout out to Queen in the building.
Hey, Queen.
Wow, where do we start now? In case
how's everybody doing? How are you doing, Bink? How y'all doing? How y'all panning out over there in the house?
I'm good. What about you, Action?
Man, life is good. That's all I can say is God is good, man. We never really went. I mean, we went totally out, probably like everybody else in Texas for a minute, but we were fortunate on this side of the city. So, I mean, we had the means and the everything else in place, ready to go. So it was just like one of those situations that you just gotta go through like everybody else. But some of us are fortunate, and some of us are more fortunate than others. I'm not no Highland Park Negro, but it's like we did all right over this side. It was a moment. It was a chance, actually, for all of us to get a little closer. Like, what about you, Shawnee?
Yeah, we had some issues. We had a day that we was in the car, but I mean, it was a time, I would say, because I always do a lot of stuff with the girls anyway. But when this happens, so like this week, I didn't work because I couldn't work. I didn't have any internet, so I actually did something that y'all kind of tell me to do. Like, y'all be like, don't be staying up all late on that computer, go to sleep. Well, guess what? I couldn't be on the computer. So guess where I had to be? In the bed. Sleep. In the Tempur-Pedic. And on the days we had electricity, I could hit the button and raise my bed. That was our fun. We had a roller coaster in my bed. We would raise the bed up and raise the feet up and see if we could get stuck in it.
Yeah.
That's what we were doing.
So, again, in case you're just tuning in and you don't live in Texas, we've had a massive winter storm, which affected a couple of things. It affected the roads out here. It affected power. It affected water. It affected businesses. See, the thing about Texas, and it's kind of ironic, Action, you being from D.C., me being from Chicago, we know how to navigate and we understand how snow works. We understand what snow is. We understand what ice is. We understand what black ice is. And there's a difference between all three. And I see my auntie on here. I love you, Sandrell. I was trying to respond back. I saw the message you put on my timeline, but every time I got on my computer, the power went out. So we'll have 5 minutes of power, 30 minutes of darkness, 20 minutes of light, 40 minutes of darkness. You just never knew, how what they call it, Shawnee, rolling out.
Rolling blackouts.
Blackouts. Yeah.
Did that mess up any of y'all appliances, them doing that like that?
Just the time on the clock.
Yeah, just time on the clock.
When they shut ours off, it was just off. We was over here 10 hours, 12 hours straight. No. So they cut the people's water off on the other side. They were supposed to cut ours off too, but fortunately it didn't happen. But
I got creative. What I did was I use the time on the clock. Sorry
yeah, get that.
Sorry.
With his pinky nail.
Hey, I got a nice little nail right here, and I had to get that little piece of stuff. Keep it real. I use the time on the clock to decide how long the power outages were. For example, it always say 12 o'clock when it come back on. So if it's 12:08, then it goes off again. We know we had 8 minutes of love. So then we go from 12:08 to 12:54. That's 46 minutes of no lights, electricity. I write that down. So I got a whole show you how bored I was. I got a whole list of what was happening and the times and everything, just to try to figure it out. And then I found out, actually, maybe y'all can expound on this, because I found out that Texas is not part of the federal grid when it comes to electricity. Like, we got our own little thing happening that's privatized and monetized, and basically people making bread off people paying electricity. Are you kidding me? I knew nothing about that.
Yeah, it's called deregulation, something that they did 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then they're going up on our light bill. They said that they're going to go up on our electric bill because of this. So due to all of this, they have to go up because everybody's using more energy now. So they're going to go up on the energy bill. But that goes back to the importance of knowing policy over the person and who you're voting for. Because
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. That's really the point.
Let's think about the disasters in Texas, and how the state wasn't even ready. You would think that after Harvey, right, in Houston, after the tornadoes in Houston, after the rain flood, y'all remember all this stuff happening? And they wasn't prepared each time. Like, Houston was the pits. I remember being in Indianapolis at the time, and we sent a big old 18-wheeler full of supplies at the company I was working for, the radio station, and we sent it to Houston. And I just remember that was like 2018. And I remember seeing the videos from, our friends like Slim and Paul and, my boy Hershey and Kat, everybody over there showing us how it's, going to Houston. And Bun was on today talking about, at the time when he made the video, 56%, that's half the city of Houston. Houston about 4.7 million, something like that, 4.4 mil, but 56% of them didn't have any water or electricity. And it was like that here. We had about 3 million. We were all part of the 3 million, but it just makes you think like, man, you never know how bad something is until you go through it. So, they have to come up with something to make sure that when this stuff happens, we're prepared, because Governor Abbott, he was like, well, I mean, we'll get it right when we get it right. I mean, the power grid is jacked up, and shame on them for that, but y'all just got to wait till we get it fixed. Basically, that's what he was saying. Listening to
that's all bullshit, though.
Of course.
No, I call bullshit. No, because the fact that this happened 10 years ago. 10 years ago to the date, this happened before. We had the same kind of situation with the snow, the ice, the power, and all this other stuff.
In the Super Bowl, I remember that.
There was a commission formed that figured out what was wrong, what was the problem. And from that commission, even the federal government gave them points to fix and stuff to do as far as like the power grid and everything else. But Texas was like, we ain't listening to y'all. We don't care. We don't care about none of that, because when he blamed it on the wind and all the other stuff, and they told him that they needed to winterize the pipes, they needed to winterize all the systems. They still went. They still went cheap and bought cheaper products and didn't want to winterize. They were like, thanks for the thing, but because of what Shawnee said, the deregulation, and we aren't a regulated state like that. They took those recommendations and was like, okay, forget it. We're not gonna do that. Thanks for telling us what we did wrong. Appreciate that. We'll holler at you next time. So again, they had the opportunity to do it. They just didn't want to spend the money to do it. They wanted to keep the profits for themselves and keep the money for themselves. And they were like, okay, this is their attitude was, this is not typical in Texas. We don't care.
Right.
It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen again.
Right.
But climate change is real. Okay. The summers are gonna get hotter, the winters are gonna get more severe, crazy weather happenings like this is gonna happen more frequently. So again, it's like they need to smarten up and spend that bread.
Well, they are going to spend it. And you know how they're going to spend it? They're going to spend it when they raise our bills and we have to pay all this money. And so that doesn't mess with the money that they're used to getting. And then the other thing is, these are private people. These are private individuals. I'm pretty sure there's not a scientist or an astronaut that's involved in this, because if it were, then they would be able to give them other data and information, so they'll know that, okay, yeah, just because Texas is this close to the equator doesn't mean it can't happen, because we've been up here watching the earth rotate and looking at things happen. So you might want to be prepared for it. But I mean, at any rate, just prepare. Anything could happen, because my feeling right now is Texas is not prepared for anything. If we had if the end of the world happened right now, if you in Texas, okay, hey, hope you're ready to go to the upper room, the lower room, the east room, the whatever, because Texas is not prepared for anything. And I feel so bad for, and when I say prepared, even in education, there are people, and I'm not being funny when I say this is sad that we lost so many people just because they don't understand how the appliances and the chemicals work in their home. You have people that were sitting in their cars, in their garages with the cars running, that lost their lives just because they're trying to keep warm and they don't know, okay, no, you got to raise the garage up and pull your car out, because just raising your garage up, if you're going to sit there for that amount of time with your car running, that's that carbon monoxide is still circulating through. So you got to pull your car out. Or people that turned on their gas stove, well, they lit the pilot on the burners on their gas stove, and because they're getting fire and heat from the top of the gas stove, they leave the gas stove on all day. No, that's still gas going through your house. So just the little things like that people don't know. Or like I saw one TikTok. Oh, it is TikTok Thursday, by the way, too. One TikTok, the people in Houston were going out to their to the swimming pool at their apartment complex to get water because the water was shut off, and they had to put the water, in the back of the toilet so they could flush the toilet. Like, just, if you,
people don't.
Can you say that again? Can you say that again?
Yeah.
What?
Say that again. What you just said, because I missed that.
So in Houston, their water was cut off. Some people's. So if you should to keep a water supply in the event that they cut off your water or something. Like here, we filled our bathtubs up with water once the rumor was out that they were going to cut our water off here in DeSoto.
Right.
So you fill your bathtub up, or you have some water somewhere, because if they cut your water off, you can't flush the toilet. I mean, you can flush it, but the water not going to come back.
That's true.
You got to have something to put back in there. So as long as you got a water supply to put in there, you can. So these people at this apartment complex in Houston, child, they were out there at their swimming pool getting the water out of it, taking their buckets, getting the water out so they could flush the toilets.
You know what? I also seen people putting and actually this is one of my family members checking on me. That's why I'm texting. I'm sorry. I saw people put snow in their tub. Did y'all see that on social media?
Yeah.
They filled their tub up with snow, let that melt. Yeah. And I mean, I was like, man, it's that bad.
Yeah, it is. It was that bad for a lot of people. Some people I heard were burning clothes. Some people were burning their own furniture in the fireplace because there was no wood and stuff like that. I mean, it was straight third world country up in here. And it's like, it's sad it had to be that way, though, because it didn't have to be that way. Yeah. That's the whole thing. It did not have to be this way for 99% of people in Texas. It did not have to be this way. And it was this way because of lack of leadership. You get the government you vote for, people. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get the government you vote for.
And I'll say this, and people probably won't agree with me, and I'm not trying to be funny, but it made me realize how to pay attention to like the little things, like just the small things, like lights went out. We ain't had no flashlight, none,
What?
no batteries, no candles. And so when we go out, I ain't gonna front. We had candles, but they was, we burned them for pleasure. So they was already burnt all the way to the bottom anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they wouldn't have served. They wouldn't have served their justice.
You got to get the no burn candles.
Exactly. Just little stuff, water, crackers, tuna. Like, because again, without the power, some of the food went bad, some of it didn't. But just little stuff like that, like the freezer, I never go into in the garage with all that food in there. I was like, man, we didn't lose it, but I'm just saying, just the little things started to make sense. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So just get the, the necessities, like, and then the flip side of that is, you, like you said earlier, Shawnee, me in action, when I called you, our families got a chance to spend some time together. You know what I'm saying? And do the corny stuff like play Uno and play that game where you put it on your forehead and guess the thing and go like that. I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, we played that. Yeah.
do TikTok videos and, FaceTime people and check on everybody. So, a little bit of humanity came out of this too, if you will.
Yeah, we broke up on the TikTok, man. I almost got 1,000 followers.
Oh, which one?
Yeah. Shawnee, I was following all of Shawnee's TikToks. Shawnee, the girls are posting TikToks all the time.
We've been over here acting and everything. Look, we made a whole video too. I have to go through and edit it. But we got like 2 hours of straight karaoke. Each one of us getting up doing a song on a different instrument, everything. Like we had fun. We had a lot of fun.
Wow.
Yeah, we broke out.
We put it up there.
There you go.
We broke out the AIDS ride gear. So it was we ready for that because when you do the AIDS ride, it's basically like camping. So we got like air mattresses, flashlights, the whole 9 yards. So we were ready for this kind of happening. So we broke out all that stuff. So we were pretty good to go. So we had all the equipment ready to go. And only bad thing, survival tip 101. Okay, it's freezing outside.
Yeah.
So if you got food in the freezer, just stick it outside.
Yeah, it's cold outside.
Yeah. It sure was enough snow to do that. And you know what else?
Yeah.
And I'll just say this right quick because we all live in Texas. We all live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area here. And I don't know about in y'all area, but in my area, I ain't seen nan. Well, I'm saying they don't do salt here, but I ain't seen sand trunk. I ain't seen the streets are still jacked up. I haven't seen one truck. I ain't seen nobody towing people, cars all on the side. I'm like everybody took off. I'm like, man, y'all
I had to go to my real job, my other job. I'll put it that way. And so I had to go to work every day. I still had to get to work every day.
Yeah.
And let me just tell you, for you people out there in Texas, I love you. I respect you. But this ain't no F-150 commercial.
I know that's right.
People were driving on the freeway, like still going 60, 70 miles an hour, and it's snowing. Right. And I'm like, yo, dude, I could do that. Anybody can do that. I can still go 60, 70 miles an hour in my car. The problem comes when you got to stop.
There you go. Yep, right.
Or you got to hit your brakes. And people were just rolling through like, oh, I got an F-150 truck. I can roll through like it ain't nothing. I don't care if you got 4-wheel drive, 5-wheel drive, all 6-wheel of them drives are going to be slipping if you hit some ice because they don't let it work.
Yeah, Action told me that I was on my way to Walmart on the phone with Action. I was like, well, Action, I put my 4-wheel drive on. He talking about it don't matter when you got to pump the brakes. Yeah. I was like, but it's gripping tighter, Action. I can feel it. He's talking about, look, when you hit them brakes, that's the tell all.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, you hit that ice. I don't care what kind. You can have a Hummer. If you hit that ice, you done.
Yeah. I saw at least about 5 spin outs At least 5 spin outs. Matter of fact, when I was going to work, when I was going to the station, what was that, Shawnee? Monday night?
Sunday night.
Sunday night. Yeah, it was Sunday into Monday.
Yeah, Sunday into Monday.
Soon as I hung up with you, like Action said, somebody thinking this May 28th, 2020, 89 degrees outside, shot past me in a truck. It was like terrain. Is that what it? No, Tundra. Who made Tundra? Toyota Tundra. And he Toyoted his ass into a 360. And when I drove past, because he shot past me, right? Because it was just one lane open on the highway here on the way to work. I probably got to go about 30 miles, and it was just one lane open from the fresh snow and everybody, riding that trail. So it wasn't 2 lanes. I guess I was going too slow because I was doing my 35, and I know how to drive in the snow. But you know what? I'm like, nah, I'm 35 in this bad boy. This Tundra shoot past me, and I saw the whole thing because we the only 2 on the road. It's like 11:35 at night. I saw that boy spin out and hit the median thing that divide.
Yeah,
I just drove past him. I looked. You can tell he's on the phone calling somebody, and I was just like,
you're like, Deuce.
I'm like, yeah, man. But people think they can drive in this, man. Like, you hit that ice, I don't care what you got, how experienced you are. You hit this ice, boom.
It's over.
And the other thing is, it might not even be you with the mistake, but it's always somebody in front or behind you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So everybody need to drive with caution, man. So.
I
was
crazy.
My driving Miss Daisy on. I was going so slow. All the cars were passing me. I didn't care. I'm like, go on. I'm at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Like, that's all right, girls, let's go. Okay, y'all got y'all seatbelt on. All right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, and I'm sure it's like people like in Texas. I know you're not used to the snow. And so, when it happens, you like thinking like, okay, I'm just gonna drive normal. You cannot do that. I don't care. I mean, because again, it's not about you. You probably could make it doing 80 miles an hour on some snow, but it's the people around you because you're gonna freak the shit out of people around you zooming by, and.
Yeah, and that's what got me because Sunday was Valentine's Day. So Andre and April came over. And I called April in the morning because I can't remember if I talked to Bink. I talked to one of y'all, somebody, and it made me look outside. And I was like, well, April, y'all still gonna come over here? Y'all should just wait because it looks bad. I forgot Andre is from Detroit. So they didn't hear. They came. Then after they left, that's when I was talking to Bink, and he was like, yeah, I'm on my way to work. And I'm like, well, hold up. Why are you driving? Yeah. And he like, oh, Shawnee, it's just snow. It's just snow. I'm like, okay, yeah. Chicago. I forgot. And then talking to you too, and you like, oh yeah, I came to work. I'm like, what? Baby. If I had a job, if somebody was expecting me to show up somewhere, I would have been fired. I would have helped him out and tell him I quit. Yeah.
I've been at work. I'm sure Bink too, but I've been worse than this. I mean, living in DC, man. 6 feet of snow, easy. Yeah. And you still going to work. Yeah.
My mama
out there driving.
My mama sent me pictures. Our Chicago family, everybody that watched the podcast out there, they got at least 12 inches over these last couple of days. She sent me a picture of the crib. I'm like, God, it's still snowing out there, as a matter of fact. So.
Yeah.
Right. If you're just tuning in, you're checking out Big Bink's Break Room podcast with DJ Big Bink, Action Jackson, and me, Shawnee Scott. We are back from this winter fiasco that has gone on in Texas. So you have not seen us since Friday because we've all been without power. My room is dark because, like I was telling you, Action earlier. So my light that's over me, I can't get it to come on. The plugs don't work. Their plugs still don't work. I don't know what to do. So we just gonna work it out and see.
I'll swing over there.
Thank you. So it's TikTok Thursday. Y'all. Let me show you the TikTok. I got to show y'all the TikTok of the day. Okay, I think that everybody's gonna kind of be just a little shocked with this, but I got to show you guys this because you got to know what's going on with our leaders here in Texas. Oh, wait a minute. Can y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, Bink can't.
I mean, I hear it, but it sounds like it's on the AM radio.
Oh, well, that's Ted Cruz in Cancun while we're freezing here in Texas. You know, that's Ted Cruz. That is Ted Cruz. And you know what? I refuse to call him Ted Cruz. I refuse to call him Ted Cruz. His name is Rafael Edward Cruz. That's his name, Rafael. His mama named him Rafael, so that's what I'm gonna call him, Rafael. I don't know where Ted came from, but Ted is not his name. He is a fraud.
What's up, Big?
He went down to Cancun while we're here in a snowstorm, and this is our senator. This is the Texas senator, but we're in a crisis, and I'm all for a nice trip to a tropical place somewhere that's warm. I'm all for that. You know, I really am. But I'm trying to understand why Ted Cruz was in Cancun, but Beto O'Rourke was here checking on his people, and he ain't even our senator. I'm just trying to understand. Can y'all help me understand?
Yeah, you know, he came back. Yeah, he came back. He caught a flight. He caught a flight back. He's back in Texas now, actually. But what he did when he came back is he blamed it on his daughter.
Right, and you know what? Yeah. We have that too. Rafael has been out here doing the most. So not only is he telling us his name is Ted, but his mama named him Rafael Edward. Here he is blaming his daughter.
Yeah.
Texas is going through a horrific storm, and millions of Texans have lost power, have lost heat, and have been hurt. And our family was among them. We had no heat and no power. And yesterday, my daughters asked if they could take a trip with some friends, and Heidi and I agreed, so I flew down with them last night. Dropped them off here, and now I'm headed back to Texas and back continuing to work to try to get the power. What's happening in Texas is unacceptable, and a lot of Texans are hurting.
So,
no, what's unacceptable is we got you as our senator. That's what's unacceptable.
And we got to have him for what, 6 more years, right?
2024.
No,
2024.
Oh my God.
That's the next time we vote for him, 2024, or vote him out, 2024.
Yeah, vote him out. I don't know if we're gonna vote him out though.
Why you don't know?
Huh?
Why are we not voting out Rafael Edward Cruz?
Because the simple fact that you gotta look at the United States. Yeah, United States and what's going on. You had his co-conspirator, Donald Trump, for the insurrection of the United States, because Ted Cruz is a part of that conspiracy. He is, because he was claiming that the election was or could have been rigged and it wasn't. So he was fomenting the big lie. And
so does he believe that his wife is a dog?
I don't know, but I mean the thing is, it's like he's got his base, like Bink said, and the same people that voted for Trump and the same Republicans that vote for him. I mean, Trump just tried to take over the United States with an insurrection, him and his followers. He's still got an 80+% approval rating in the Republican Party. Yeah. So again, you may think, I mean, we should, as a community, as a people, we should vote him out, our governor out, the lieutenant governor out. We should vote them all out, because this is total incompetence.
Yeah.
Because the wealthy people in Texas didn't have the same problems we had. Highland Park wasn't going through rolling outages.
Yeah.
No, they were good. Lucy, I'm glad you got your power back on, because Lucy was out for a minute, y'all. She was out for a minute.
Lucy. Prayers, Lucy.
Hey, Lucy, how you doing, babe?
So, I mean, hopefully we'll do the right thing. And hopefully, I think Beto, I think maybe if he runs again or tries to run again, I think he came close last time. I think he'll give him a good run again next time. But we definitely, again, we get the government we vote for. These people have voted for him.
Yeah, and the one we support too. So another thing with voting, you guys, the other thing you have to do, and I know y'all probably get tired of me asking y'all for money, but we have to support the people. We have to support their campaign. So, they can do the same thing that everybody else is doing, because a lot of times, it's repetition. And so we have to help them to be able to have the advertisement that they need so they can get out there and be seen and constantly, you see all the signs over and over again. Some people just vote because when they get there, they see the name and they're like, oh, I remember seeing that name. I'll vote for this person. So, it's a programming thing. So we have to financially support the person. That doesn't mean that you have to say, okay, I'm going to commit to $100 a month to their campaign. You could just donate $1. I mean, you'd be surprised how far $1 will, if everybody could just donate $1, just like this whole thing we did with Action that we're still doing. Let me get this plug in right quick. So we will have more fundraisers for Action Jackson coming up. And shout out to Dream in Color. Listen, they donated the whole venue to us. They paid for a venue. We're going to have an event. We're going to put it together. Only about 100 people can come. So this will be exclusive. So you start getting your little coins together, because you can't come for $1, but you can donate $1. The price is not going to be, I don't know what the price is yet, but we're raising these funds for Action in his cause with AIDS life cycle for HIV and AIDS. All right, now.
Hey, but let me, just on that though, real quick, because I just was talking back and forth with our cycle rep Katie today, and she hit me up to something that I didn't know about. Like, even though they aren't having the AIDS ride this year because of COVID situation in 2021, she was like, so how much money are you going to raise this year? Because their goal is still to raise $5 million this year, so they can put on the 2022 AIDS ride. So okay. I was like, because she was like, well, how did your event go with the golf? I said it went good. We had a great time. And she's like, well, are you donating those funds for 2021 or 2022? And I was like, 2021? What are you talking about? We're not riding 2021. She's like, no, we need to raise funds for 2021 so we can ride in 2022. So I was like, oh, man, okay, so now I know. So, again, I was like, okay, so we got to get on it. And, again, when you donate $1 and you think, like, I ain't going to donate $1 because $1 ain't nothing to any cause, whether it be AIDS, whether it be cancer, whether it be helping out the homeless. If you're in that mindset and say, like, I'm not going to donate $1, I'm not going to donate $5 because that ain't no money. That's not going to help nobody. You thinking in a singular motion. You thinking it's just you. But it ain't just you. You're a part of a collective. If you donate $5 and then 1,000 or 100,000 other people donate $5, that goes into the big collective pot, and then that does make a difference. But if you're in that mindset, I ain't gonna donate nothing because I only got $1 to donate, or only got $5 to donate, and that ain't gonna help out the cause, you are so wrong, because it's not just you that are donating. Each donation counts, and you are part of a collective. So again, if you just want to donate $1 to the AIDS life cycle, if you want to donate $5 to the AIDS life cycle, that is a part of a collective. We will take that donation gladly. And it's just going to add to the pot, because we need, if we can get like 100 people to donate $20, that's huge. Yeah. And $20 is not a lot of money. I don't care what you say. You may think like, man, actually, $20 is not a lot of money. You blow $20 on some BS. $20, that's a full gas. That's a full tank of gas for me. But that's on the next round. You can donate $20. I mean, because just think, don't go to Chick-fil-A that one time. That's $20 right there. Oh, man. I'm sorry, Shani. Don't go to McDonald's one time. Make some food at home. Save that money right there and just donate it to a cause. Again, whether it be AIDS, HIV, whether it be cancer, whether it be Alzheimer's, whatever cause is your cause, save that money. Don't eat that fast food that day. Or don't go out to dinner that one day that week. Donate that money to a cause. It will help out, especially now. We got families in Texas that are going to be hurting for a long time.
Man, I just thought about that. You touched on it earlier. People pipes bursted.
Yeah.
And the overflow of water went through the foundation of their crib and through the roof and underneath and the piping and just all that. I mean, you talk about that's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of repair. That could damage your home. Water damage is the worst damage you can get anyway. And the pipes bursting and the stuff that should have been fixed 10 years ago, like you touched on earlier, we didn't even mention that. So if anybody is suffering from home damage, I hope and pray that you got the means to get it looked at and get it addressed, because it's real out here in the field. Now, that ain't my dog. No, my dog.
That's Charlie. That's Charlie. Hey, Charlie's downstairs making all that racket. Shut up. No,
he got that grown bark. That's like a big dog.
And the people. I found out too. The people on that commission that run the energy board.
Mm-hmm.
One lives in Europe and the other one lives in Michigan. They don't even live here in Texas, and they running our energy board.
Crazy. I knew about the one lived in Michigan. I knew about that one. That's crazy.
I saw that your pool was frozen. Was it Kendall or Jordan out there?
Kendall was standing on top of the pool. Yeah, the whole pool is frozen, just like everybody else in Texas. It's like I got like 3 inches of ice. I was out there trying to break it up today, and I couldn't even break. I couldn't even break through it, just because if you don't, it's just going to be more damage to the pool. I was trying to help the sun break it up, but my pipes. Matter of fact, I got to get my pool repaired because the pipes that are on the filter are all cracked. Like if I turn the pool on right now, the water would just be running out of the system. So I got to get my whole pool pipe thing, all that repaired.
Okay, we got to take up a donation for Actions Pool because that's my kids' pool in the summer. So we need to keep the summer pool open. Do I have one? Do we have one that will make a donation?
Will you
come? Yeah, come down. No, it'll be ready. As soon as we get back on tap. But just imagine that though. Just imagine these electricians, the plumbers, all these people that's gonna be like
working,
just job after job after job, because they're gonna have to. It's a lot of repair that's gonna have to take place here in Texas. A lot of repair.
When you guys get called out to work, don't price gouge, because I've noticed that, and I've seen people that have went to stay in hotels. How about the Days Inn? The Days Inn was charging people $400 a night at the Days Inn. I wish I would. The Days Inn,
400.
The Days Inn, $400 a night. You had some of the Uber drivers and Lyft drivers, people $100 and $150 for a ride, just a basic ride, not to drive them from Dallas to. Even because when I did Uber some years ago, if I drove somebody from Dallas to Denton, that was like $55 ride. But these people are just going maybe 8 miles, and they're charging them $150.
What?
Yeah,
see that. I mean, that's just taking advantage of a situation in a very bad way, very, very bad way. So
Yeah, and somebody said in Oklahoma, who was that? Bill? Was it Bill? Yeah. So people in Oklahoma were charging $350 for a $70 rack of firewood. Okay. That is ridiculous. And I hope that y'all run out of money fast and your credit is bad forever and shot. And you anything else.
No, excuse me, but I think there's a law against that, Shawnee. We got to look that one up. There's a law against price gouging during a time like this where you can't do that. It's against the law to price gouge when we're going through emergency situations. You cannot do that.
You need to tell Walmart, because the toilet tissue is $30 now for 12 rolls.
Are you serious?
Well, it's almost. You might as well say it's $30. It's $20.
And how's you guys Walmart's looking? How's your Walmart looking, Bink?
Saturday it was the pits. Kroger was worse. Today I went to Kroger today. It was decent today, but Saturday was the pits. It was crazy because they knew it was coming. Everybody wasn't a drip of water in there to be bought. Are you kidding me? None.
In DeSoto, we only have one Walmart. It has been closed. It was open Monday, but only 5 people could go in at a time. Lancaster, they were only letting 5 people in at a time. I'm not sure if they were open today. Now, Cedar Hill, that's where I ended up going. I drove west to Cedar Hill. And it wasn't full, but we could get in and get stuff, but they didn't have any, food. But they had plenty of produce, like fruits and vegetables, so.
Yeah.
But we didn't need any food. We had food, we just got like some snacks, like candy and lemonade, little things that comfort food,
It's so funny that people bought up all the meat and all the stuff that you got to cook, and we had no power.
Free. And the stuff you got to do. I'm like, y'all buying all this food to go in your refrigerator, and you're gonna be complaining that the food went bad.
Yeah, you ain't got no power. How you gonna cook the meat? What y'all about to do? Like go caveman? Start setting fires outside and all this other stuff. I didn't get that part of the equation. Just like when COVID started, people buying up all the toilet paper. I was like, what's the toilet paper doing?
I went to go get some gas. None of the gas stations had gas on yesterday. Well, no, they had gas. They just had ethanol. And I don't know what ethanol is, so I didn't get it.
You don't want to put in your car?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
The gas stations were closed too. It was only one open, and I filled up again because we went down to a fourth of a tank because we sat in the car all day. And then I got the little gas can too, and filled that up too, and set it outside. Well, it's in the garage, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hear you, Sherry. Barbecue grill. That's what they could have did. But when you're outside, who gonna be out there barbecuing? You ain't thinking about that. I mean, nobody was thinking about barbecuing, especially like when it was like below zero. You ain't standing outside.
No, not that day. Not that. But me and the girls went outside. Well, me and Tam went out, and we did a TikTok in the snow in the backyard.
Yeah.
No coats. Boy, we went hard on TikTok. I got 1,000 followers now. That's what she was running into the field. You got 1,000 followers on TikTok.
Oh man. See, now you know though. Everybody out there now you know. Now you know you need to go to Walmart, get some flashlights, get batteries, pick up a couple of sleeping bags at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah, you can get the no burn candles if they have them, but if you don't get that, Walmart has the candles. Well, they're lights; they look like candles. You have to put batteries in them, and you just turn them on. Yeah, y'all can do that.
Yeah. So now you know that you got to prepare for situations, because trust me, this ain't gonna be the last time. We live in Texas. If you're a Texas resident, if you're not in Texas, you probably be all right. But if you live in Texas and you watching the show, make sure you stock up now on the items that you need now that we've gone through this, because it ain't gonna be the last time. I guarantee you. You're gonna need like flashlights, even a radio, even a small portable radio.
Yeah, because after this, when we go to the spring, we go into tornado season.
Yeah.
So you got to get, ready for that. And that's the thing that I don't understand here. Like, they sell fallout shelters. Now, our ground is softer. That's why we don't have basements here in Texas, because the ground is soft. But the fallout shelters that they build are made for that. So you can actually get one put in your backyard or, wherever. They, come out, dig a hole and put it in there. But people don't have those. And I don't understand why not.
Yeah. You would think that would be a part of a selling point of a home. Like if you're a home builder, that would be part of your thing, like building like little shelters like that.
Yeah, so you can go in, because after going through this, I remember seeing some kind of documentary some years ago on one of them cable stations. I don't know, but the people had these. They were basements in their homes that were like fallout shelters, and they had all of this food and like this is a whole nother living quarters. And I, at the time, I was thinking, why am I gonna pay all that money for that? Oh, this is why. And they have generators. down there are generators outside to keep everything going. And that's another thing. If you have a generator and you try to keep everything on in your house, don't put the generator in your house. The generator takes gas. You got to sit the generator outside.
Yeah, my neighbor had one. So I looked on the block, everybody, street lights out. Ain't nobody got no lights on. I look across the street. This dude got the generator on, looked like a regular day in La La Land. They was in there kicking it, music blasting, lights on, generator humming. I was like, man, they getting it. They ain't bothering me at all. So I gotta go get me one.
Yeah, they got nice little portable ones now too that don't really take up a lot of space and aren't really that loud. Yeah, smaller ones that you can get. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff you can pick up at, like, again, Dick's Sporting Good. You can go on Amazon and get some camping gear and other stuff that you can use for situations like this when you have no power that come in handy. That totally come in handy. So, again, I do the age rise, so I know. Like I said, I got air mattresses. I got everything I need for when the power go off. And then when I used to be in Africa, it's like this in Africa. A couple of days ago, I felt like I was back in Africa.
Was it cold when you were in Africa?
No, it's never cold. I mean, it's always hot. The weather's always nice. To them, cold would be like 60 degrees. If it got like down to 60 degrees, that would be considered cold. 50, 60 degrees, that'd be cold. But no, it never got that cold. But it's like they don't have power over there. Or electricity when you go to the villages, like where I was at, into the jungle, and you go to the villages, there's no power. So like when the sun goes down, ain't nothing you can do except walk around with a flashlight or go to sleep. Like a lot of times I just went to sleep. Like that was the best sleep I got, because as soon as the sun go down, I just like, okay, I'm going to bed. Get like about 9-10 hours of sleep. So it's like, but yeah, you got to be ready, because again, this is not going to be the last time Texas is going to have to go through this.
Yeah, so we're definitely taking your stories, your comments. Just put them in the comments over there so we can shout you out and talk about your comment. Now, let me flip the script. Two things I got to do is let everybody know you're listening to Big Bink's Break Room podcast. Our anniversary is coming up too. We're gonna talk about that in a second.
Wow!
But, anniversary.
Definitely want to thank everybody for the support, for the love. March 1st, every episode of Big Bink's Break Room podcast and Muck and Killer and Recipe for Conversation and Shani and Males in the Morning, all of our programming will go through one feed. That's on the Media Room 360 app. And you can download it. It's free. Media Room 360 and Google. It looked like a little red house. That's what the logo looked like. Just download that bad boy so you can check out all the programming, all the shows that we got on the channel. And you can also check it out on our Facebook page, Media Room 360. But that starts March 1st. We're about 2 weeks away from that.
Yes, 2 weeks away.
So let me ask you this, y'all. What are y'all thoughts? When you think of actors playing certain people, it's so many things that comes to mind for me, and I want to know what you think about people playing certain celebrities. Put them in the comments. The one that just pops up automatically for me is Denzel Washington doing Malcolm X. Like, hands down, one of the best impersonations, biopic. I forget what the word is. One of the best reenactments of Malcolm X playing another. Why am I getting tongue-tied? That was one of the best. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's one of the best people playing.
We get you.
Yeah. Number 2 is Jamie Foxx and Ray. Like, I felt so connected. I felt so connected to that whole movie, because it was like, that's Ray Charles. And you can't tell me, Shiny in Action, some of those camera angles where they were reacting from the 50s and the 60s, it was really Jamie Foxx, but he was singing to the Ray Charles voiceovers. You can't tell me that ain't look just like Ray Charles,
Right.
especially when he was on the piano and he was playing. I don't know if that was in Georgia. No, he didn't play Georgia because they was racist. He was playing somewhere, and he was singing some new music, and they was in the crowd booing him. And old boy from the Five Heartbeats, y'all remember him? He was in that movie. A dresser, Dresser was like, "Hey, cut the lights down. Cut the lights down." They cut the lights down, and he started playing. And you can't tell me that wasn't Ray Charles on that scene. I mean, it was amazing. But the last one is probably the best one. I don't think nobody comes close to Chadwick Boseman playing James Brown.
Yeah, that's my first right there. Oh my God.
Yeah. That was a good movie. Great movie.
Yeah, I don't think nobody comes close to what he did and how he played that character and how in some angles and scenes that was James Brown. That wasn't Chadwick Boseman. It was James Brown. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Action, you are familiar being from DC. You're familiar with Marion Barry.
Yes.
I saw the documentary. I saw the documentary on Prime about Marion Barry.
Stop it. That was my mayor. Stop it.
Hey, a lot of people don't know all the stuff he did before he was mayor. Obviously, he had a problem, but he still was one of the most popular people to hit rock bottom and to come back and continue to be on top and fall down again and then come back. Like, man, the reason why I'm bringing this up is I saw on social media earlier today that they're doing a biopic on Marion Barry. And who do you think? Just take a guess. Who do you think will be playing Marion Barry? Just take a guess.
I can't say because I saw this. I stay on social media, so
you saw it? Okay.
Yeah. I'll let the audience guess.
Maybe
put some comments in there for y'all.
I don't know. Michael B. Jordan, maybe.
Nah.
The little boy that just played. Well, he's not a little boy. He's a grown man. The one that played Fred Hampton.
The dude from overseas.
Daniel, I can't say his last name.
Nah. I mean, you probably won't guess it because I wouldn't have never guessed it unless I saw it. It'll be Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, it didn't click with me either. I saw what Eddie did with Dolomite. That didn't really click with me either, but the reviews on that was awesome. So
I haven't finished it has taken me 3 months and I still haven't finished Dolomite.
Really?
Like I've watched a little bit of it at a time, but it is actually funny to me, but I don't know why I haven't finished it.
Yeah.
So Eddie Murphy playing Marion Barry.
I don't know if
that's funny. I don't know if it's a done deal. I don't know if they in the works or whatever, but look for that down the road. I figured he would play him in his later years, Action, but the early Marion Barry in the 60s, they got to find somebody else to play that part.
But Eddie
probably will.
Good.
Who?
Yeah, Eddie looks good. I mean, he takes care of himself, and he knows how to do. He can get a makeup person to make him.
Yeah, Eddie. I mean, because he did the clump, so he can go into any kind of character.
Mm-hmm.
He did that. Yeah, so he could do that. And let me shout out the other one since we were doing the biopics. I gotta shout out my girl J-Lo because she did that in Selena.
Yeah, she did. She did. She did.
Yeah. Selena, I had to think about it. Selena, you're right, Action. That was awesome.
Yeah. There was a biopic that I watched this week too. And I thought the girl, I don't know who she is, but the girl, whoever that is that played Wendy Williams in her Lifetime thing.
Oh yeah.
An amazing job. And the movie was actually good. And I said Wendy must have had a lot to do with the production of this one because usually they biopics are a little shabby.
Yeah, that Aaliyah one was horrible. The Aaliyah one was horrible.
Yeah.
Bobby and Whitney. Horrible.
Horrible. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, me and Shawnee were talking today because we saw that movie, but we're gonna talk about that probably later on another time. But if you haven't seen it yet, you need to watch Judas and the Messiah. Judas and the Black Messiah.
Judas and the Black Messiah. That's a good movie. Bink, you've seen it, right?
No, I haven't seen it, but I'm very familiar with the story.
Come on, man. You from the Shire, man. How you not gonna watch that? You from the Shire.
You from the crib? You mean you from the crib? And you
from the crib.
I thought you would have been on that right away, because I mean it shows Chicago, and it talks so Chicagoan that I'll be like, B should be all over this, because I mean it deals with just straight up Chicago back then, and I'm like, man, it's one of the movies though that you got to, if you like me, you just gotta get ready for. Like I said, like Malcolm X, I had to get ready for. I couldn't when Malcolm X first came out, I couldn't just sit up and watch it, because I had to be in the right frame of mind. Because movies like that get me angry again. It makes me realize how far we haven't come.
Yeah, and now that is something that I do want to say. Now the girls, I had the girls watch the movie with me, watch Judas and the Black Messiah with me. And what was interesting, my baby girl said, that looked like what they do today. You have to see, some of the scenes of the civil rights fighting and the violence, the march. And they were like, this is what happens today. And it was amazing to me that at 10 and 12, they can say, oh, this is still going on. This was happening back then before you were born, Mama. Yep.
Absolutely. Sean say, what about the Temptations pick? That was a great picture too. The Temptations, I don't know if y'all saw that, but that was awesome.
I don't seeing that one.
Yeah, it came out years ago, but it was really good. I mean, if you say the Temptations, you got to say the Five Heartbeats, even though the Five Heartbeats wasn't really a group. It was really the story of the Dales. And the Dales were a prominent group back in the 50s and 60s too. But that was really good. Robert Townsend did his thing with that. Before we get out of here, we usually big up Black History Month. I usually have an inventor or
That's you. That's me. That's me. That ain't Charlie. That's not Charlie.
I didn't even know he was in here. Are you kidding me?
Why did you call her a he?
Man, everybody him and his name Tip. I didn't even know he was in
That
here.
is not Tip. That is not Tip. Tip is the cat, y'all.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah. See,
Petey Green, I haven't got to see that movie. Like, I want to see the Petey Green movie, and every time it comes on, I am always missing it. Why you put Chloe?
I didn't know he was in here.
She.
What? She.
Chloe is a she.
Regardless, I didn't know the dog was in here. Oh, hey, look. Before we get out of here, so did y'all know that hockey was invented by Black people?
No.
Let me say that again. No. Hockey was invented by Black people. That game was made from slaves who escaped slavery and went all the way to Nova Scotia. And they created that game in 1895.
How did they get to Nova Scotia?
That I don't know. I guess by boat. I guess. You know what I'm saying? But it was all part of a church league out there. And they invented the sport of ice hockey. But many think that it's a white sport. I know I did. Because when I think hockey, too. I mean, I think the percentage of Black people in hockey is like 11%, something like that. Yeah. But here's something that probably will never change. It's not acknowledged in the Hockey Hall of Fame. So we're going to acknowledge it on Big Bink's Break Room podcast. The sport of hockey was invented by Black people, freed slaves who went to Nova Scotia and invented this game. And,
that's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing. And you can check it on Google.
Sean says it was field hockey first. So, Sean, are you saying they created field hockey in Nova Scotia? Or field hockey was created here or wherever?
Yeah, like I want to know. Hey, my niece reminded me of something too. She was like, we can't even have Black History Month. Look at all this white snow.
That's funny. That's funny.
Even in Black History Month, look at all the white snow. Look at it. We can't even have Black History Month. It's snow all outside. White snow. You can't look at that. No snow at Christmas.
Have a Black Christmas.
Well, look, hey,
so she said it was field hockey. So it was field hockey first.
I don't know. What I read today said it was ice hockey, but I'm gonna look at it again.
Sean over here causing problems.
No, Sean, I grew up with Sean. I grew up with him. But I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna check that. 1895 was the date. But speaking of dates, we got a date with you tomorrow, 8:00, right here on Big Bink's Break Room Podcast, Media Room 360.
Glad to be back.
Please download the app and tell 5 people to download the app as well. We young, we black, we gifted, we trying to make a change, and we need your help. Media Room 360 ran by the boss up under us. We see
with their help and Mel somewhere. He's somewhere.
Mel's in the morning. See you in the morning, Mel. See you in the morning, Mel.
Hit the button, Johnny.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, what you doing? I be in the break room. I be in the break room. Bet I'm in the break room. What you doing? What you doing? Hey, what we doing? I be in the break room. I be in the break room.